Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we're going to be taking a look at some examples of draft decks. Just a little bit of caveat, it looks like when they designed these decks, it's based on the assumption that everybody knows what they're doing. So let's start with the cycling deck here. And almost anyone who experience knows that people do not respect the cycling deck. And this is what the cycling deck is kind of expected to look like. The thing is, all these cheap one mana cycling cards, they're supposed to be valued very highly. Right now, nobody values it that highly. That's why we get decks with like 3 copies of this, 3 copies of Dranet Healer, a few copies of the Stinger as well, 1 or 2 Foxes, and 1 or 2 Rescuers, and lots of the blue cards that will never get cast. Well, some of them actually do get cast. Some decks will actually splash blue, but for the most part, they'll never get cast. It's just there exclusively as cycling 1. And blue has quite a lot of them, so for the most part, a straight red-white cycling deck probably means that the draft has gone to hell in a sense. It didn't pan out right. So I will note some of the good things here. Like, there is at least a Rescuer as a payoff. Savai Thundermane is also a very good payoff. I did not respect this. If you watch my last draft video, I did not respect this. If I had removed this one, I probably could have ended the game more favorably. But there is quite a bit of removal. Yeah, Go for Blood. This is also another one that does not get respect. Like, if you're in a green-red deck, you can run this. It's a cheap 2 mana fight, and if you're in green-red Mutate. If you're in green-blue Mutate, all the blue cards are very playable. I'll show you some of them later because some of them actually show up in the spells deck. That said, we are seeing some of the... Well, there aren't that many payoffs here. This is actually quite disappointing. Like, we have the Marmoset, that's 1 payoff. We have the Reptilian Reflection for another payoff. Otherwise, this one is actually quite subpar. Like, we have a copy of Winota here, but what is Winota going to get? She gets humans, so we're hoping to get the Frill Scale Mentor. Probably that's a very good one. Heat Bonder is not the best. She's probably just here to just be a 4/4/4/4. So yeah, this is looking like a cycling deck that did not pan out very well. So this is a good way to get a bit of experience, but you'll be very disappointed compared to what you could potentially draft, at least until people start respecting it. I already mentioned the spells deck, so I'm gonna go here. These are neutralized. This one is cycling 2. Ominous Sea, cycling 2. This is actually a good cycling payoff. Starting development. This is the one card that if you're playing blue, even if you're just playing a Mutate deck, this is very playable. If you're playing the spells deck like here, this is also very playable because this means your weirdo 1-drops like Facet Reader, Glimmer Bell, they can jump and take out an opposing attacker successfully. So yeah, that one shouldn't be left behind. There's the 5 mana spell that taps down 2 creatures. That also has cycling 1. That's also perfect for this deck. Well, this one didn't have a copy. It's perfect for this deck. That's something that you should take. Then there's also the 6 mana that draws 4 cards. Something you should take here too because cycling 1 is very powerful. So that said, it looks like this is basically a ton of spells. This doesn't even have the blue-red uncommon 1/1 haste that gets a +1/+1 counter every time you cast a non-creature spell. So yeah, our payoffs here are literally just Pyroceratops. There's Spell Eater Wolverine, which is no, the uncommon one's better. I guess this is okay for a common. Wingspan Mentor to help fly stuff through. Shark Typhoon is the ultimate payoff. Yeah, it's looking like we're getting the decks where you get an idea, but it's only halfway through. It's as if Feldon fell asleep on the wheel. Let's take a look at the Mutate deck. This one's actually more reasonable, though this does have the problem of being an A+B deck. So at least we have Okay, this one's more of a 2-drop at least, but at least we have early creatures to to mutate into. Nature's is good. Skull Prophet also, yeah, and plenty of mana excel. The only, and there's a back 4 more in case on the inevitable event that something dies. My only caveat here is that this did not need to be Sultai. I would trade the Archipelago and the Dreamtail Heron for a second copy of Great Horn, or wait, Blood Curdle. This doesn't even have the black uncommon one that that drains life equal to the number of times it mutated. Chittering Harvester, no, but Chittering Harvester is a good pick up here, and there is some removal in Charge Forever Beast Blood Curdle Extinction event. I don't know, but this is a bit of a reanimator deck, so props. I probably would have had even another mole would be nice too. That said, let's start left to right. I'll start with the cycling deck, but I've seen how powerful the cycling deck can be. This is bordering on disappointing, if you ask me. Like, sure, we can keep cycling till Kingdom Come, but the payoffs aren't quite there. There's not even a Zenith Flare now that I think of it. Actually, this is probably like, can you survive with a deck that did not pan out great? So here we got a Shredded Sails that we will have to cycle. At least we got into turn 3 Marmoset, turn 4 Marshall, hopefully. Opponent's also playing he's playing the spells deck. So yeah, let's lead off on planes. Now that said, there are flying creatures here, so I could just play the Shredded Sails as is. I don't have to cycle immediately at this point. In fact, now that I'm sure I got 2 shots of this, I would rather just play the Prickly Marmoset turn 3 than cycle after that. If our opponent's okay, I will cycle once now because our opponent is already kind of signaling neutralize. In fact, because of that, we're gonna play Stormwall Caprador. This is our not payoff. It's also very poor. Our opponent should smartly, yeah. Well, then again, he does have to counter it because the rest of his removal spells are not gonna cut it. Opponent is signaling he has counter again. Let's play Day Squad Marshal. This is also another not so great must counter. Okay, opponents used up 2 of their counters. I think he might have a turn neutralize. I know there's 1 Essence Scatter, 1 neutralize. Opponent's pretending like they have another one. Okay. I'm gonna go Marmoset first. Sure, this is the payoff, but it allows me to sneak the healer in at least. I could have actually played the healer first though. That probably makes more sense. Okay, opponents slightly stalled out. Okay, opponent lets it through. Probably signaling because some Fire Prophecy will kill this no matter what. Opponent's answering everything 1:1. Yeah, the counter is kind of annoying, but goes for the Shark Typhoon. So we'll let that resolve. Actually, an interesting trick is we can Splendor Mare, cycle this, pump this up, swing. We can actually, if we draw another land, I would want to try playing Winota, bait the counter. Opponent plays Ominous Sea, he's gonna start drawing. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's another neutralize. Let's assume there is. I'm still gonna play Winota anyway. No, there isn't. Okay, we didn't draw the other land, but I will play Winota because it's literally shields down. Yeah, but we also whiff. Yeah, Winota does not make sense in this deck at all. Let's let our opponent block. We will. Oh, he's not going to go for it. Let's hold on to the go for blood. We're probably gonna need to remove something. I'm just gonna cycle once. Yeah, because we need to get some damage in. Heat Bonder doesn't do much. Splendor Mare, we're definitely gonna cycle this. 3/3 for 3 is very good, but our opponent having to use Shark Typhoon is interesting. Opponent goes Capture Sphere. It's now stuck with a 2/2 and a 1/3. Has a Gust of Wind to bounce it back. It's actually kind of fine. We'll take 3 damage off the top. So we'll play the Ferocious. Yeah, we're gonna play the Ferocious Tigorilla. We'll give it. Yeah, we'll give it Menace. And we're just gonna go for blood. Let's take out the Glimmer Bell. Because at least if our opponent's gonna hold back 2 creatures, at least it keeps the shark from swinging. Our opponent could also mutate on this shark. He does have 2 mutate cards. Well, notice he's going for the Sanctuary Smasher. But we do have Menace, so that counts. So play Winota. Yeah, still whiffing. Yeah, Winota sucks. That's the big and small of it. I can just cycle Splendor Mail to start gaining some life, but it means he starts holding things back. I don't like that. We gain life at the end of step. Okay, so we'll just play the Alert Heat Bonder. Gives us something to chump block this. Basically, we want to encourage the Smasher to smash. Opponent gets Wingspan Mentor. Yes, that will encourage him to smash too. So he swings. He's going for it. Okay, Windscar Crag, so we gain some life. We are going to cycle the Splendor Mare because... Yeah, we're going to put it in the Tigorilla. Because that's definitely going to go through. One has a Valiant Rescuer. Might as well play it, I suppose. Wait. Do I have any other humans left? I don't think I have any more. Because let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have to swing. Yeah, it's... Yeah, that's like the 3rd whiff already. At least we gained some life back. Yeah, that wasn't gonna get through, so it's... So 11, 12... We go up to 12. We'll go down to 10. I'm actually gonna just play the Valiant Rescuer. Sure, we could cycle into something better, but... we cycled all the good stuff already to the bottom at this point. In fact, we cycled like what, 18 cards? Oh, okay. So our opponent probably did not have enough for the crackback at this point. Whew. Actually, we were on the ropes there. I was actually concerned we could lose. So there's that cycling deck 1. Now let's try the Mutate deck. Again, there is really no good reason for this to be Sultai. It's literally just blue for 2 cards. Also of note that it's like all 3 decks that we've seen, they have all their hallmarks missing. I will keep this though. So okay, opponent's on the cycling deck. So we're gonna play a turn 2 Skull Prophet into a potential, most likely it's a turn 3 Charge of the Forever Beast. We really need to remove whatever they play. Opponent's taking their time though, so we will take advantage. We might even get to do Migratory Greathorn. There is a Fire Prophecy, so we could lose the Skull Prophet. It actually depends. Our opponent might be more incentivized to play stuff first. Okay, he's going for the Alert Heat Bonder. He's perfect. So charge it. We're going to use Charge of the Forever Beast first. Yeah, let's not target our own stuff. And we reveal... Okay. Let's reveal the Boneyard Lurker. And this returns a permanent card, so we're not getting the charge back. We did have to do it because that was one of the higher toughness creatures. The other higher one is Renota. So next turn we're definitely going Migratory Greathorn. We're kind of going all in at this point. We need to start getting lands out of our deck. I would like to play Excavation. Opponent goes Fire. Okay, we get to Excavation mode. And our opponent's not exactly doing much, all things considered. Okay, there's another land. Now we do have to note that there is... Oh, yuck. We did not want to get rid of those. We do have to note there is a Divine Arrow in the opponent's deck, so if you're leaving up 2 mana, we might want to wait a bit. Opponent plays Capridor, still representing a Divine Arrow. Go for Blood is also a good combo. So we're kind of going white at this point. Our only saving grace is that Capridor does not have Vigilance. So we have the obvious Starix next turn. Opponent's going for it. Yeah, so the race is on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Also, our opponent does not have a pacifist. Okay, there's a Frill Scale Mentor effect to make the... Whenever this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices. I take it back, we go Harvester first. 1, because 4/6 means that it... And 2, this incentivizes our opponent to start dropping creatures or risk getting sacked out. We still don't have any... Oh, we do have a Skull Prophet we can get back, so... Opponent will sack that, so that's not gonna... There's also no Swallow Holes. So opponent... At this point, he might just swing with this target with a Divine Arrow, no? Okay, we're gonna go... Opponent's probably gonna start dropping creatures at this point. Granite Healer. He might cycle once or twice. Nope. We did have a Survivor's Bond. Opponent has to sacrifice again. Basically, this is very nice build your own. We got a bunch of good stuff. Cavern Whisper is nice. So I probably will cast Survivor's Bond. What will I get back? Actually, could just wait for stuff to die. Because Boneyard Lurker can also get stuff back. Yeah. Hold stuff back. Yeah, opponent's trying to race us. He is severely flooded for a cycling deck. Yikes. Let's force one more sack. Let's get back to Skull Prophet. Yeah, we've cleared out most of our mana. Ooh, nice cash in. Opponent does have a Divine Arrow. Let that resolve. And let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, alright, Rush Rag for the win. No, Auspicious Star X and all the stuff that mutated onto it did all the good work. So, if I had to prefer one deck, it's definitely the Mutate deck. Blue Splash notwithstanding, that could easily have gone. Now, this is the deck I am... Okay. Because our opponent was countering stuff 1:1. That doesn't sound... Yeah, there's only one counter here. I guess if the card is cheap enough, we should rely on our regular removal. Though, literally, it's Fire Prophecy, Mystic Subdual, Capture Sphere. I guess it's a case of if we can land Ominous Seas early, we win. So we'll give the spells deck a try. Really not too convinced about this. Actually, it's the one... If I lose twice, I probably wouldn't bother playing again third time. It's... Unlike the Vadrock deck from last time, I have a little less faith on this. But we'll give this a try. Yeah, if people are taking a look at, oh, what's this cycling deck everyone's talking about for the first time, they'll be very disappointed to see this one. Actually, it's our hope that if people draft smartly, if the people around the table draft smartly and stop just feeding that one player, all the good one mana cyclers, that's the deck that should become the norm. Anyway, so turn 2 Facet Reader, turn 3 Wingspan Mentor. We're probably gonna keep milling. This opponent is playing the cycling deck. So we have to note that, yeah, their removals, they're a bit shy on removal. Okay, got a recon mission. This is cycling 2. So we did not get any of our real payoffs, so there's a very good chance that we're probably aiming for a Shark Typhoon instead of an Ominous Seas. If I draw Ominous Seas on the next 2 cards, I will play that. Around turn 4, turn 5, it's a little bit sketchier. Also, this keeps actually kind of sketchy. Literally just one blue mana source for all these. Well, thank goodness the majority of cycling here is cheap. And not just cheap, but also it's generic mana, so that wasn't a problem. If our opponent burns this guy, we do have a problem. Opponent does play their second Winds card. Crag, we're gonna take 2. Yeah, Wingspan Mentor might actually be a... Well, actually, this is a dud because this guy will not be able to fly. The opponent decides to go for blood. That's one less cycling card to worry about, so our opponent's not cycling quite yet. We do get the blue for the neutralize. I'll actually wait. I almost pressed cycling there. That is a little bit of a disaster of an interface waiting to happen if you're not careful. So, yeah, you were hoping for that. But I'll tell you, Winota is kind of disappointing. Okay, this is a sorcery. We need to slow down our opponent's deck, and we need to start drawing into good stuff. So next turn, Dreamtail Heron. It won't die to a Fire Prophecy, but it will die to a Divine Arrow. Let's keep that. Keep that in mind. If our opponent does tap out, we can just Heron into recon mission. So we bought ourselves quite a bit of time. That neutralize and blue mana came at a very good time. When he plays Prickly Marmoset, he's now ready to start paying off. So we kind of want our opponent to tap out a little bit. He might swing and cycle everything. It's a greed play, but it's not a bad play. So if our opponent plays the Leosaur, that means he doesn't have that many cyclers in hand. So he might not have. Oh, he actually plays the crystal. Okay, let's assume there's a cycler, so no blocks. Our opponent will get to cast the Leosaur, which is fine. He could also cycle something, which is, well, that's fine too, I guess. Yeah, cycles, goes for the lifelink. So we have a real race on our hands now. But at this point, it's about this deck is about gaining control. This doesn't have cycling though. Yes, I want to draw a card. In fact, we're going to be drawing cards forever at this rate. So we're basically trying to draw into Shark Tornado at this point. Ominous Seas feels like a cycle. I'm going to be so cross if our opponent does have an answer for this, but we might not have an option out. Opponent is kind of flooded. He is gaining 2 life a turn. I could choose to hold back Prickly Marmos, hold back the Heron, since our opponent, because our opponent can play this and still have removal. Yeah, there's no reason to hold up that much mana. Just play the Leosaur. It's I'm actually surprised you didn't mutate. Well, I guess having 2 creatures side by side, and this is just a 2/2. The mutate would have done nothing. So this does nothing. This does nothing. This does nothing. Okay. We do have a Pyroceratops now. I could play Wingspan Mentor just to give this one flying. But I'm gonna hold up on, cause okay, Heightened Reflexes makes this a 3/4. I'm gonna hold back. At the very least, if I'm gonna spike something, it's going. I can. Yeah, next turn I can play Wingspan Mentor. If by some miracle this one survives, I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. If our opponent just goes for the Divine Arrow, it's fine. He's going for the cycling. So it's a 4/4 first strike. They're trading right now. I'm expecting the Divine Arrow to come out at this point. Could have even drawn into it. Point being that this trades with this essentially trades for removal and a cycle. Or he can gain 4 life and just let these 2 trade. I'm fine with that too. Okay, he's letting it happen. Opponent is still he could also have the combat. Okay, plays Valiant Rescuer. I'm gonna yeah, I'm actually gonna wait a bit because I know our opponent doesn't have that many payoffs. I probably should have missed actually, because I can Mystic Subdual the Leosaur if he, because this is literally his only mutate creature if I'm not mistaken. It was a 1-shot trick with the Marmoset, and I think there's a Garrison Cat also. No, there's no Garrison. We're basically waiting for the point where I can grow this out of Divine Arrow range. Then I have Mystic Subdual as safety. That's our position's not great. Oh, I would have loved to put the flying counter on this guy. And the nice trick is, I guess it's possible it could eat two combat tricks instead of one. He did use a Fire Prophet. No, he didn't use a Fire Prophecy. Go for Blood is sorcery speed, and I think you used it. I think he's trying to do the math. Divine Arrow. Fire Prop. Okay. Fire Prophecy. Because at least it eats two burn spells. I'm proud of that achievement in itself. Blade Banish. Oh, good. Wait. Loses all abilities. I only did that just to tilt our opponent. Then they trade, which is if it forces a trade, it's fine because we now have a Wolverine. That's a big issue. And he's used up two. It burns two. That one burned two removal spells. Okay, he might still have the Fire Prophecy. Lava Serpent going for broke. He could swing with that. I just end up trading with it. The only caveat is I'm so low on cards right now, but I'm also even lower on life. We're gonna go for the trade. This is double strike, right? Let's double check. Double strike. I could have just swung for the trade, but our opponent could easily chump block. Opponent, yeah, we're gonna lose this one on the basis that we did not draw enough cards. We only drew one card off this, which is a shame. We did. Okay, we got a Shark Typhoon. The opponent gave this menace, he gave this menace, so I can chump block with the shark. So yeah, I said we're gonna probably cast this, but I think we need the creature even more. Okay, wait. Hold on. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's X equals 7, if I'm not mistaken. We'll lose the Wingspan Mentor, but at this point, we can start drawing cards off the shark. We just need an answer to this. And also, good thing we forced our opponent to use the Blade Banish. And the Divine Arrow. And all that stuff. Now, the irony is our opponent could just kill this guy. Yeah, we're still drawing lands. It's a good thing I didn't. Yeah, Shark Typhoon. What? We actually do have some card draw spells. There is the Off One Mind, which it's right now a divination because I'm going to lose Wingspan Mentor. And yeah, we need to hit this one like 5 times. Okay, there's Capture Sphere. The interesting thing is if our opponent starts cycling, I can just hold this off as an instant. Light of Hope, destroy target enchantment. Sure, at least you're not gaining 4 life. I'll take it. Okay, now here's the irony. If I draw Ominous Seas, do I still dare wait for... I guess that kind of answered it for me. Light of Hope is looking like a very good one-drop. It's at least for best of one. You kind of... One of them can do wonders, especially against particular decks. Hermit has Alert Heat Bonter to gain some life, so it's... So 16, I have 3 turns to hit. At least I can stem the bleeding. Yeah, this is no big... Yeah, I could have gotten greedy with that, but I had the feeling that at this point it's too late to benefit. Pass the blocks. Obvious block is obvious. If our opponent has removal for it, so be it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to... Yeah, might as well. So in the end, we held out, and I'm actually very proud of that weird sequence of plays. Sure, we traded off creatures and whatnot. Yeah, that Reptilian Reflection is going to be way too late. And I could actually... Yeah, good game. Whew! So there you go. Those are the 3 different decks. I have to say, the cycling deck... Yeah, the cycling deck here is... I don't want to say it's a lie, but it's more like... It's not convincing. If you're going to try and say, oh, cycling deck's busted, and you show them this... No, you're not convincing people. That said, it does give a highlight on how no matter how good you play, sometimes if your draft goes to heck, there's only so much you can do. Anyway, that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Please do check out my other content. I am punching out XCOM Chimera Squad. As always, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are.